This podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors. Your San Diego County Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. Fix Auto. Corky's Pest Control. And Lolita's Family of Restaurants. Hey there, sports fans. Christian Pedersen, Chris Smith, and you're here for some analysis of the Division I football final.
CIF finals.
CIF finals.
We playing for rings,
Playing
y'all.
for championships, not practice, not playoffs.
We ain't talking about practice. We talking about finals.
This is gonna be good.
It's gonna be
It's
great.
gonna be a great game.
Matter of fact, this game about to be epic.
This is one for the ages, folks. Saints, Madison, a rematch from one of the best games played in the county during the regular season. Let me go down to the finals.
And these teams don't like each other. I mean, the rivalry between these two go back a long
It's a
time.
league game now.
Yep. I mean, it's like they're playing a league game in the finals. That's gotta be kind of tough.
This actually feels somehow like the script of like a Disney movie. Just
Well,
like
it
how it
kinda
was
feels
meant
like
to be these two teams.
Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers, that kind of rivalry where these teams just go at each other and they've been chirping. Most of these kids played against each other.
Let's say
growing up.
Let's say Raiders Chargers from like 5 years ago, when it was actually relevant on our side of the aisle. Something like that.
Okay.
It's going to be a good game. We're getting a little off track, but it's going to be a good game. This one going down Southwestern College.
Yep.
Be there 7 p.m. to check this game out. You're going to be there.
I'll be there.
I'm going to be there. Tommy Morris is going to be there. We say we check in with him now, see where he's at, what he's got to say about this game. Tommy?
All right, not the big one yet, but the one closest to the big one, the Division I game. What do we think, guys?
All right, of course, we got to hold it down for Madison. You know, Terrell Carter, Lamar Jackson Jr., you know, he's holding it down there. Also Samson, you know, all those scholarships for a reason. So we're going to pick Madison on that one, right?
Yeah, Madison for sure.
Yep, Madison on the way.
Madison Division I champs according to us, right?
Yep.
So that's gonna happen. You guys,
Yep.
you guys haven't.
We're
You
always-
guys still have not picked the game wrong, technically.
Yep, definitely.
You guys are undefeated in picks. So, guys, back to you.
Okay, let's hear from our other man in the box, Montel. Montel, how do you see this game?
Madison versus St. Augustine's should be a great game. Repeat what happened earlier this year. Both teams are healthy and strong. Let's go with the key alerts. I'm not going to pick. I'm going to give a step back. I'm not going to pick a winner. I'm going to just give you what I think the keys are for both teams winning. Major key alert, Mr. DJ Khaled. So major key alert for the win for Madison. Madison has to just do business as usual. Let TC do his thing as far as blocking is concerned. TC do his thing as far as quarterback concerned, competing classes. The offensive line has to hold up, led by JoJo Fallow. And they need to give a big dose of Buchanan to let him get the running game going to set up the play action pass. On defense, Samson and JoJo just need to be able to do their thing. Samson just needs to be able to corral anything that comes as far as the run is concerned. Make St. Augustine one-dimensional. Make Rodney Thompson have to beat him with his arms and his legs. And hopefully corral him in there and shut him down. And that should be a key to success for them to win. Just utilize their speed. Let's flip it over to St. Augustine's. Major key to success for them to win. Rodney Thompson is going to have to play an all-around game. He's got to be able to run the ball, throw the ball, and be able to complete passes on third down. You can't let themselves get in third and long and not be able to convert. They got to convert, make the ball, make long drives, sustain long drives in order to be very, very successful in there. I think Saints have a really good game plan. I don't think Coach Sanchez is going to go on there blinded and not have something that's up his sleeve to be able to help them be able to neutralize what's going over in Madison. So I think they're going to have a very, very good chance. I think special teams, again, is going to play a big part. They have to limit Madison from making a big play on special teams. They got to make sure they keep it within the offensive defense kind of scheme and make sure they make Madison draws out really, really long drives. They can't let them make the big plays. If Saints can be able to do that, it should be a very, very good game. I'm looking forward to it. Both teams should be very, very great. Shout out to Rodney Thompson. Shout out to my man TC for committing to New Hampshire. Shout out to JoJo Fallow with his home visit from Utah State. Samson over at Oregon, man. You guys are doing really big things over in Madison, as well over there at St. Augustine's. I'm looking for a very good game. See you guys there on Friday.
I do want to hear your picks. I'm sure you don't want to hear mine. So let's take a little time and fill this seat.
Okay.
Can you get someone that knows a little bit about football?
How about one of the best corners in San Diego?
That sounds good.
A D1 prospect. Had an
Also
injury
sounds good.
this year, but he came back, and that's none other than cornerback from Helix High School, Evan Perkins. Evan, come on in.
So I got to be the whole studio audience welcoming you, man. How's it going?
I'm doing good, and you?
Doing well.
Yes, sir.
So Tommy was just out at the doghouse paying a little apologies on behalf of San Diego Prep Insider for picking against you guys.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about D1.
All right.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
You know a thing or two about football. You know something about both of these teams.
Exactly.
We're going to hear from your opinion. First, though, Chris, start us off.
Well, first of all, I want to say you got stars on top of stars on top of stars in this game. I think there's a combined 14 Division I prospects between the two programs. I mean, these guys are both loaded with talent, and arguably either one of these teams could be in the open division. I think Madison feels a little slighted that they weren't included in that. I think that chip on their
both these
shoulder.
teams do.
I agree. I think Madison's got a big chip on their shoulder. They're out to prove something. Now, Rodney Thompson, you got Isaac Stewart Taylor, you've got Tariq Thompson. The Saints have got a lot of physical, quick talent on that team. What they lack is size in the offensive line. That concerns me. I think they're susceptible on the offensive line. If they don't establish a running game early in that game, I think that Terrell Carter in that passing game and the running game with Eric Buchanan and Keenan Christian might be a little too much with them. Early on when I was looking at this game maybe 3-4 days ago, I was leaning towards Saints, specifically because of their speed and their quarterback play. In the last 24 hours, I got to say my heart changed.
Okay.
I'm actually going to have to pick Madison in this one.
Okay.
I mean, he took the words right out of my mouth.
You were kind of leaning towards Saints 3 days ago, and then the last 24 hours you went to.
I'm talking about the stars on both sides of the ball. You have on Madison, you have Jojo Fallow, you have Samson New, Eric Buchanan, Terrell Carter. That's a stacked team in itself. And then on the same side of the ball, you have Isaac Stewart Taylor and Daryl Bouchard and Rodney Thompson, and the list goes on. And honestly, I have my brother-in-law on Saints with Terry Wright. So by the end of the day, it does come down to a physical game, and it's hard to beat a team twice, like you said before. So, but I feel like it's gonna be a good game, a better game than it was in the beginning. But I am gonna pick again. I'm gonna pick Madison for this one.
I am also going to agree. I'm going to take Madison. This game was kind of, to me, summarized by excellent work that you did creating those Madden-esque style covers for kids around the county.
Thank you.
But you could literally make one with every player on both sides of the ball here.
Absolutely.
You could do one with just the whole teams themselves
Right.
on the ball. It's a matter of, like you've said, it's going to come down to physical play. I think it's also just going to come down to who has the ball last. I think that this one is just going to come down to an absolute just the cliche of last game of the season, leave it all on the field type of thing. Like, you're going to just see people dying at the end of this game from going so hard at both these sides of the balls that I think we'll see the scoring pick up. We'll see a lot of point score, a lot of ball movement. I just think that in the end, we've seen a little bit more out of Madison's ability to score than we have out of Saints' ability. So I don't think it's going to be that Saints loses. I think it's going to be that Madison wins. But regardless, this will be probably it'll be definitely, I think, the best championship game.
I agree.
Of this year.
I agree.
Just in terms of the dynamics of it
And the talent
and
on
it
the
might
field,
be one of the more
everything.
entertaining ones of like the last 5 years.
Absolutely, I agree.
This one, there's no clear-cut favorite. I know that we've got a clean sweep here, but all season long, we haven't had as much turmoil and trouble picking.
Right, and there's not, and if you gotta remember, there's not a lot of separation between these two teams. I mean, when you look at the top 5, both of these teams were in the top 5 most of the season.
Well, and in a lot of categories too. It's not that one of these teams got it done with offense and the other one got it done with defense. It was both teams impressed on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
Regardless, we want to hear from you guys. Do you think we're wrong? Do you think we're right? Do you think that we should all get Helix sweatshirts and just give up our careers as analysts and go join the doghouse and Tommy? We want to hear from any of you guys. Last person we want to hear from, though, is yours. The floor is all you.
I just first want to give honor to God, who's ahead of my life. To my parents who support me, and the coaches who honestly made me a better football player. But at the end of the day, make me a better man, to, who I am today. So I just want to give shout out to all of them.
All right. And there's not, and if you gotta remember, there's not a lot of separation between these two teams. I mean, when you look at the top 5, both of these teams were in the top 5 most of the season.
I just want to give shout out to all of them.
Well, my number one shout out I want to give actually is to Evan. Evan, it's been a pleasure. I saw you last year when you played on that defense.
Yes, sir.
The one thing I actually want to say to you is you impressed me this year with your leadership.
Thank you.
You really stepped up, kept the team together during some pretty difficult times. I know you had an injury that set you back a couple games. It was really impressive how you were able to stay focused, treat this as a speed bump and not a career-ending injury.
Yes, sir.
So I'm really proud of you for doing that. Other than that, Madison, Saints, go out there and put on the show of the weekend. Make sure every player that sees this game, or every person that sees this game, every fan gets their price of admission. I think this is going to be explosive. I'm excited to see these guys flying around, smacking each other, making big plays, running down the field. I think, in my opinion, this is going to be the most exciting game of the entire weekend.
Absolutely. It's going to be 7 p.m. Southwestern College, the crown jewel maybe of the entire CIF playoff schedule. I just want to give a quick shout out. I said this earlier when the playoff brackets first came out, but to both Saints and Madison, thank you for letting cooler heads prevail. You guys were both teams that could have been in open division. You felt like you needed to be in open division, but there wasn't this lingering pissed off at the world type of sentiment. The people that took to Twitter expressed disappointment, but resolution that what we now need to get done is the next game. You guys
Stay
have
focused.
gotten yourself through that, got yourself to the finals. There has not been a lot of trash talking we're in the finals and X, Y, or Z team isn't.
Right.
They're just here to play. So thank you very much to both sets of players, fans, and coaching staffs for setting a wonderful example at how this is all supposed to go down. It's supposed to be about the game. It's supposed to be about playing for that title.
And I think most of that I also got to give credit to both head coaches.
Absolutely.
Sanchez doing a great job over there at Saints, and you got Rick Jackson over there at Madison. Both those guys know how to keep their guys focused during difficult
They're
times.
going to channel their Twitter rage at you for that. Kidding.
change.
I'm joking. We're all friends here.
Bring it on.
Yeah, come see him at the game. You'll be at the game. You going to be there?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be there. Tommy's going to be there. Everyone else is going to be there from San Diego Prep Insider. Check in with us there, and we will see you guys next week for a little postseason breakdown. Thank you very much, sports fans.